The Orlando Magic started the season 5-16 and were looking like one of the worst teams in the NBA, but since then Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony have returned and the Orlando Magic have gone 8-5 over the last 13 games, losing the first 4 games of their return, but going 8-1 over these last 9 games, including an 6-game winning streak that had 2 very impressive wins, both in the TD Garden against the Red Hot and maybe the best team in the NBA, Boston Celtics, with their only loss coming in against Atlanta on a back-to-back night in Atlanta, who themselves were a little desperate for a win, and some questionable refereeing led to Orlando losing just by 1 point. So let's dive in on Orlando. Since Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony's return, the Magic have been the 9th best team in net rating, 12th best defense, 15th best offense. So overall somewhere middle in the pack, which is of course much better than what they were to start the season. But over these last 10 games, which they have gone 8-2 on, they have been the 4th best team in the NBA with the 7th best defense and 4th best offense. And something just clicked with Cole Anthony and Markelle Fultz's return. And some of the wins were very impressive, especially those 2 in Boston and the one against the Clippers at home. So let's look at the main protagonist, Paolo Banchero, the number 1 pick out of Duke, who has been balling out the whole season and has not gotten the attention nationally and overall that he deserves. He's been special, and Paolo, the number 1 pick, has been averaging over these 27 games that he has played 21.7 points per game, 7 rebounds, about 4.5 assists, and a steal a game on 45% shooting from the field and 32% from the 3-point line. And what has gone better over these last 10 games is the 3-point shooting. He has been shooting the lights out of the basketball, shooting 40% from the 3-point line on about 5 attempts a game, making about 2 3-pointers a game. Which, I mean, if, somehow he shot the ball this well, it would be scary and generational. And he is already special, guaranteed 20 points a night, he's a bucket, he'll get his, is what I'm saying. And there is still a lot of untapped potential with the first tier player, of course. And when you compare him to some of the generational talents of the last 2 decades in LeBron James and Kevin Durant in their rookie seasons, he's pretty much on par. Of course, it's a different era, it's a lot easier to score in this league, but it's still impressive nonetheless. And he has drawn some comparisons to Carmelo Anthony due to his, body type, the frame, some of the mid-range scoring, and overall just play back to the basket. But I see a lot of LeBron in him, man. I just see a lot of LeBron in him overall. But he, the thing is, he'll just be Paolo Banchero. He'll be none of these guys. He'll just be Paolo. And moving on to the young guards that we were talking about, that are helping to glue the team to success this season and maybe even a chance at a playoff spot, which would be special for Orlando this season. Markelle Fultz and Cole Anthony. Markelle Fultz has been doing everything as the star, with complementing the star forwards in Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. His averages over these 13 games are 11 points per game, about 4 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game, steal and a half a game, and he's shooting about 47% from the field, 44% from the 3-point line, even though he does not shoot that many of them. When he takes them, he makes them a lot, and he's shooting 67% from the free throw line, and doing all the little things, hustling for boards, just, sticking the team together as the glue guy he is as of right now. Then on the other side of these two, we have Cole Anthony off the bench, who's playing similar minutes as Markelle. Both play about 25 minutes a game, and on each night, depending on how they play and the matchup, the coach, chooses wisely who he uses more. And Cole Anthony has been sensational off the bench with about 13 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, shooting 47% from the field, 38% from the 3-point line, and 97% from the free throw line. Both have brought the things that the Orlando Magic were missing early in the season during their, very rough stretches, and the glue for the starting lineup as Markelle, and the scoring off the bench and doing a little bit of everything offensively in Cole Anthony. And the Magic are just getting hot at the right time, and they are fun to watch with a lot of great personnel, a lot of untapped potential, and with some uncertain teams in the Eastern Conference down there in the play-in spots and the ladder spots of the playoffs, they, still have a shot. So be on the watch out.